the return from Paris. This is a tough week for the Chicago Bulls. They have games back-to-back nights tonight and tomorrow. They have 4 games overall the course of the week. Can the Bulls start off today on the right foot? We're going to talk about all that, interact, have some fun, talk about the game and what's to come right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans, so we're going to do it a little bit different today. Not only are we going to have our pregame show, only because I just have not been able to fit it in my schedule, we're also going to do the giveaway for the 10K subscribers, in which we're going to pick 3 lucky viewers Bulls Central t-shirts, where the sleeve, the short sleeve, a hoodie. We're going to hook you guys up today by the end of this live stream. I'm going to tell you guys how we're going to do that a little bit later on, but right now, it's time to preview the game. The Bulls face the Atlanta Hawks today. This is a game in which they're going to have to contain Trae Young and stop him from going off. Can Ayo Dosunmu play like he played last season and some this season against Trae Young, in which we call Trae Young his son? Can the Bulls step up defensively? Looks like Onika is going to be out in this game, so that plays a part into it. But who was the one who killed us last game? Was it like AJ Smith or something, his name? We got to look out for that kid. But the Bulls have to start off this week strong. What I've been saying and kind of calling it, the Bulls have to win the week, right? What that means is they don't have to win every game this week, but they have to win the week. Meaning they have 4 games this week. They got to go 3-1 this week. If they can do that, if the Bulls can win the week, regardless of whatever version of that is, that means they're going to either end this week at 500 or in this week 1 game above 500 if they do end up sweeping the week. We need this Bulls team to be locked in today. We need them to play it tough. We need them to play focus, and we need the Bulls just to step up. So that was AJ Griffin. That was his name. We need to not allow him to go off for us on the last second shot. But that's what we need from this Bulls team. Even though the backcourt of the Atlanta Hawks has not worked out in the way that maybe Hawks fans and the Hawks front office had hoped it was going to work out this season, there still is a backcourt you don't want to overlook. Trae Young can go off offensively at any time. DeJounte Murray is a good two-way player. He can go off offensively as well as play really great defense. And so if our backcourt, Ayo Dosunmu and Zach LaVine, can win their matchups, it's a step in the right direction of the Bulls possibly winning this game. DeAndre Hunter versus DeMar DeRozan. Can we win that matchup? John Collins, Patrick Williams. Can Patrick Williams force John Collins to try to play defense? All these things are going to play into the Bulls hopefully winning this game and finding success. The Clint Capella, Nikola Vucevic matchup, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not hopeful of this matchup at all being favorable for the Bulls. Clint Capella has given Nikola Vucevic some work in their matchups and get together, not just when he's on the Bulls, over the course of their careers. Looking and watching those matchups, how many of the matchups can the Chicago Bulls win? That's going to be important for this team as we try to find success against the Atlanta Hawks team and get a win to start off our week on the right foot. That's what I'm looking at in this game for the Chicago Bulls. Can they win certain matchups? Can they do things like that? Let's take a look at it. In about 11 games over the course of their career, probably more like 12, Nikola Vucevic averages 17.4 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 3.3 assists in 10 games versus Clint Capella in his career. So the stat line is pretty good. Winning, though, I don't know how many of those games they won, but, we got to see how it's going to go and how it's going to shape up. So we'll see what the Bulls do. Let's see what the Bulls have in the tank in this game. But let's go ahead and get to the comments and see what you guys got to say. Zach LaVine's doctor says, I got Zach on a crazy new supplement. He should go crazy today. Okay, brother. Nigu, I don't know how to say that man's last name. No Dragic for Bulls. Dragic being out with the non-COVID related illness sucks, but get that man healthy. That's all it took to get Roy. Come on, man. 3, let's be clear. You said all. Kendrick Nunn, while not any type of world beater, 3 second-round picks is a nice haul. Like, for a team that didn't want to give up first, because you can use those in trades. You may find a diamond in the rough in that if you scout well. 3 second-round picks let's not act like they just gave up 1 second-round pick. If it was just 1 second-round pick in Kendrick Nunn, I would be sitting here right there with you. But 3 second-round picks, I think sometimes people overlook just the value of second-round picks as trade assets, if nothing else. Much less if you have a great front office that can find some talent in the second round. So let's not overlook that. I'm just saying, let's not overlook what they gave up for him. Sup, Haize, let's go Bulls. That's from Miss O Truth Seeking. Shout out to you, brother. Mikkel in the building says, I don't got a good feeling about this one. Well, first of all, bro, I don't got that's tough, bro. But I mean, listen, this is the type of game that sets up for a Bulls failure. When you look at, they have rest, the other team's coming in, they lost the game. Let's see. Let's hope the Bulls play like we need. Haize, what do you think of the Bulls getting the second the pick from the Lakers 2023 draft? What? Getting the second round pick? I don't know, bro. I mean, how would they get it? What would we have to give up for it? Hey, Haize, what are your thoughts on the Lakers and Wizards trade? I actually have a video on that over on NBA Central, so you guys can go ahead and break that down. If you guys don't know, I do have a general NBA channel called NBA Central. You guys can go. I have a whole video on that I got out about 30 minutes before the trade went down. What's up, Haize? What's going on? Ninort? What's going on, fam? Let's go, Haize. JC Metro in the building. My little brother Shay in the building says Patrick Williams is the key to this game. If he stops John Collins like he did the last game and scores up to 15 points, we will definitely win. Well, I can't say definitely win. That definitely plays a part in the Bulls winning that game. And John Collins, let's be clear. John Collins is only averaging 13.3 points per game on the season. He's doing so on 51% shooting, but John Collins just hasn't had that oomph that he's had at some point in his career. So JC Metro says C-Red. Absolutely, brother. AJ Griffin says, Adrian, yeah, you guys got to keep me honest, man. I'm terrible with names at times. Sup, Bulls Nation. I hope all of you are good, and more importantly, I hope we win. I'm in the lab right now, about to put me under so I can get some tests done, man. Had to check in the stream before I got it on. Well, bro, prayers up to you and getting your test. Hopefully you get the results that you seek and deserve, brother. I don't know what kind of test it is, but prayers out to you here from all of Chicago Bulls Central, bro. I speak for everyone on that. Haize, what do you think about the Roy trade? Does it confirm that the Wizards are tanking? I kind of already said that. Go over on NBA Central, trying to get more traffic over there anyway. So make sure you guys go over there, hit the subscribe button there for some great content. Hold on real quick. Damn. I just won a bid on eBay. Don't even worry about the studio equipment. I had to get that last, how you got to slip in that last second deal. I just had to do that. Alana says, hey, y'all, it's been so long. Having this type of break in the middle of the season feels crazy. I'm not even going to lie to you. It feels crazy. I don't know why I had my headphones on. Jimmy Sabrinsky says, hi, bro. How you doing? I gave you a like on your channel. I hope the big three could play good tonight. I hope so too, brother. I'm right there with you. I hope I wake up to a W, man. Everyone got to give this video a like for a good luck. Need all the Bulls fans to stand strong the rest of the year, man. Yeah, we got to. The Bulls, especially the players, the fans, everyone. We got to be tuned in. Hawks are a good team, but not better than the Bulls. I agree with you on that one. Not with the way the Bulls are playing now, especially. I tuned into your video about betas and sigmas, and my God, you did such a good job at explaining it. I learned a lot. You done with that channel? No, that channel is actually making a comeback this upcoming Monday. 7 days from now, The Awakened Soul will be back in full force. I actually am really excited to get back to it. I took a break from it for a while, just growing this channel, starting Chicago Bear Central, Chicago Sky Central. It really kind of had to take my focus. I'm going back over there because I need to talk about the deeper content. Talking about sports is fine, but talking about mental health, activism, all that is also something I'm equally as passionate about as about the Bulls. So no, I'm actually going to be recording that episode on Saturday. It'll be posted Monday. I got some good stuff in store for that channel over the upcoming year. Thank Doc. Might get to see you next time. That's funny. Kendo Riviera in the building says, Haize, what's good, my boy? Listen, hopefully the Bulls get a good win tonight. You feel me? That's what we're trying to see. Emmanuel says, what up, Haize? How's it going? I'm living, my brother. I'm living, man. Finally got to watch the pregame live again. What's good, Haize? I'm good, Sean. How you doing, brother? Kendo, what's the highest seed the Bulls will end up with at the end of the season? I said this. I think the highest they can get is 6th. I think that's the absolute highest. And the Bulls would, out of the next 30, I believe we got 36 or 35 games left. Out of those next games, the Bulls literally would have to win about 28 to 29 of them, if not more, to get there. But I think that's the highest they can get. He's saying the Bulls got the Lakers second round pick in the Roy trade. The Bulls, how do we get a second round pick in the Roy trade? The Bulls got a second round pick in the Roy trade? How? Sorry, guys, I bet Bulls money line tonight, so naturally they're going to lose. Oh, here you go, fam. Felt like the Bulls haven't played in a month. I know having this long of a break in the middle of the season is crazy. Raw 30th anniversary and the Bulls tonight. It's funny. I saw the championship belts that are coming out for their 30th anniversary, and they're ugly. I love the days when the Bulls play no matter what. Yeah, it's a good time when the Bulls play. Good time. We got a key on executing our defensive rotations with ATL and slow down the pick and roll offense. Completely agree with you. And you know what? That goes back to what I had an episode last season after a loss to the Spurs where I kept saying a simple pick and roll. It's crazy how susceptible the Bulls, and still in the NBA, it's crazy how effective a pick and roll is in basketball. Like, that's literally the first play in basketball ever was a pick and roll. And it's still just ingrained in the fundamentals of basketball. We up, y'all. Let's get this dub. Yeah, we got to. You notice how Nikola Vucevic's hands have been active these last couple of games, so don't be surprised if Clint Capella don't catch any lobs, I guess what you mean, as he usually does. I mean, hey, if Vooch is locked in defensively, while he still doesn't jump, he's not the most athletic, but Vooch understands how to use his length and his size and his height when he is locked in defensively. But one thing we know with Vooch, he plays better defense when you keep him engaged on the offensive side of the ball. Just do it. Matt Costello says Atlanta and Indiana are big games with how close the standings are. With how close the standings are, every Eastern Conference matchup, every matchup that we face off against an Eastern Conference team is a big matchup for this Bulls team, and that's just ingrained in just how close this Eastern Conference is right now. Every single matchup in the Eastern Conference when you face an interconference opponent is huge for this team. It's huge. So we got to see this team continue to play like that. They've been top 10 in offense and defense over the last month. What's up, Haize? Was wondering how the Lakers got our 2023 second round pick to use in that trade. That's what happened. I don't know. I would have to really do some research. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. No, we didn't. I was about to say. Kobe White. Listen, Kobe White been balling, man. I like the way the game Kobe's been playing, especially with Goran out is going to be even more important, right? To me, if the Chicago Bulls going to make the playoffs, they can't lose 3 games in a row no more. I know it's going to be hard, but they have to. I agree with you, right? The long losing stretches have to stop. They're going to lose. They're going to lose back-to-backs, and sometimes they're going to lose back-to-back games. It's going to happen over the course of the season. That's just the NBA, but they can't go on the long, and they have to match any losing streaks with winning streaks. Assuming Boston stays the number 1 seed, I kind of want us to be the 8th seed and win the play-in so we can play them. I'm still not too familiar with the play-in, so correct me if I'm missing something. Well, here's the thing with that. I want to avoid the play-in because to me, you don't want to get in a chance where it's single elimination. I get it, picking your opponent and saying Boston. If the Bulls can avoid the play-in, you don't worry about it. You worry about your matchup later. You want to avoid the play-in. You don't even want to risk one game taking you out. Hey, Bulls family, feels like forever since we've been here. I know. 3 days off is crazy. Shy Bulls podcast, my family says, hit the like button for my guy. Stop playing, y'all. Y'all already know what it is, man. Watch Slice in the building says, let's get this W. Let's get this money. Remember, we lost our 2023 pick because of the tampering violation. So that's how they got. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. And we didn't lose our 2023 pick because of tampering. We lose our next available second round pick, which right now would be this year's pick that we have from Denver if it ends up conveying. So Shay, what are you talking about? We didn't lose. That play didn't go to the Lakers because of tampering, brother. I know for a fact that's not correct. Knowing this Bulls team, they're about to beat Atlanta and Indiana, then somehow lose to the Hornets. That's you know what? As long as they win the week, I don't even care. If they go 3-1 over this week and that loss comes to the Hornets, I don't give a shit. So I'll be the one to start this off. Trae Young's hairline is dog shit. That's funny. I'm getting that off-white jacket for the March 20th game versus. You know that jacket's going to be like $1,700, right, bro? You know that. Zach the man, I wish y'all would stop hating or stop trying to saying trade him. Who said trade him? You got to stop. You know what I wish you would stop doing is coming into chats and leaving the same blanket statement. Ain't nobody said trade Zach LaVine, not on this one. The Bulls need to play good offense and defense. Go Bulls. See Red. Execute on both sides of the ball. Absolutely. So what should we do? Then who do we trade? I don't think the Bulls are really making any significant trades this season. Will you be doing Locked on Bulls later tonight with Pat? I saw he wasn't in today's video. Yes. So today's post-game show, after I finish my post-game show here, we'll go live over on Locked on Bulls. Damn, MJ's son just posted a picture with Larsa Pippen in front of an MJ jersey. MJ still taking wins. Listen, like I said before, this day's generation's GOAT, if you're a LeBron fan, your GOAT his mama got their cheeks clapped by his teammate. Our GOAT, his son clapped his teammate's wife's cheeks. Listen, you can't, look, come on, bro. Larsa pimping basically his auntie. Dude smashing his aunt. That's crazy. LaMelo Ball still hurt or not? You know what? I think he is. I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me check their injury report real quickly. LaMelo's listed as day-to-day. He's questionable to play tonight, so I guess we'll see. LOL, it's all love, but Shay sometimes be throwing shit to the wall, hoping something sticks. It's all love. Yeah, Shay be tripping sometimes, man. I'm a disabled world veteran that works for the post office. I'm getting the jacket. Oh, well, shit. You know what? You got it, bro. You got it. Listen, get that jacket, fam. We need Lonzo on the defense part. I think the Bulls will be a top 5 team in the East if the Bulls defense steps up. Well, we've been a top 10 team on offense and defense the last month. So since the Minnesota game, over the last 16 games, the Bulls have been that. So yeah, we can do that even without Lonzo. Well, we can definitely be a top 10 defense. Top 5 defense, we need Lonzo for sure. LaMelo, do we look like a damn Charlotte channel? That's funny. Alana Ball just got hurt again. Listen, man. I don't need to know what you and your dude going through over there, fam. I don't need to know. Need to know that. Okay, watch next time Zach has an off night. Read the comment section. Well, I agree. Like, that's all sports fans, though. Zach has a hot night. They're in love with Zach. Zach goes cold. It's trade Zach. He's not worth the max. He's this, he's that. Like, that's just sports fans, bro. They're real fickle people. Salute. I got you the first time, brother. My goat is Felicio. Come on, BKR Sport. First of all, fam, I ain't seen you around here in a minute. It's glad to have you back, brother. I was actually thinking about you earlier today. Do you think we still see Tony Bradley on the roster after the trade deadline buyout market? I'm going to say no. I'm going to put my money in no. Keep up the good work, Haize. Hopefully the Bulls can win. Trying to chill on my pessimistic side, but I'm reminded of our bad losses like the Houston game, and imagine us giving the 5th pick to the Magic. Listen, man, that's tough. Haize, I tried to bet on Prize Picks. It wouldn't let me. Said, sorry, members in your state can only place fantasy score entries containing 4 or more picks, but I picked 6. Bro, I don't bet. I really don't. I push it because it's on my channel, but I don't bet. I can't read Spanish, man. I wish I could. What's up with Drummond? He sucks right now. Yeah, LaMelo's ankle again. That's crazy, man. A lot of says we need to trade Ball. He's hurting us. Come on, fam. What you talking about? That 2023 pick was traded to the Wizards for Otto and then traded to the Lakers in the Westbrook trade. There you go. See, Shay be tripping, man. Shay be tripping. I need to know what's up because I'm missing out on bread. Let me know some. Bro, I do not bet. Like, I legit, I don't bet. I love my money too much. I work too hard for my money. I'm not a bettor. I just don't. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a bettor. I don't do that. I hope the Bulls start putting teams away with the first 3 quarters and give DT and the rest of the guys more minutes in the fourth to develop. We need some extra guys for the long playoff run if we make. Well, that's not going to develop them for the playoffs. The rotation shrinks in the playoffs, so that's not going to happen. And I don't think garbage time minutes in the fourth really develops players in any meaningful way. Dalen Terry is going to develop more in the G League than any type of garbage fourth quarter minutes. So if we want to see Dalen Terry gets minutes, let's hope that like we saw in some games this season where he got like a 4-minute stretch at the end of the second quarter. That's the type of things we need to see from Dalen. Garbage time in the fourth, that's not development time. Why this is the NBA, so don't be surprised if they would do something like that, especially if it benefits LeBron. I have no idea what you're talking about. Alana, do tell about the IO injuries. Brother Haize, what's the word? I'm in here living, brother. That's the word. Steve-O Speak says, I'd rather keep my money. You and me both, brother. You and me both. I'd much rather keep my money. Haize, you ever played Podal? No. The Wordle version of NBA? No, I've never played that. I think the Bulls should keep DeMar until he retires because I feel like he's going to get hot right when the Bulls trade him, but go Bulls. I mean, he's been hot already for us, right? Like how he's played over the back end and at this point in his career has been huge. Also, I'm usually here just listening rather than commenting. Whilst I do thumbnails or doing some work, etc. Lurking from Australia. So, that's good to know that you've still been in the building, man. Regardless how Drummond has been playing bad the last few games, mostly in foul trouble, hope we give him some minutes again now. Eventually, we're going to have to use his reboundings. Well, the Bulls have been rebounding pretty okay without him, but it's not just foul trouble. He's also been slow to rotate on defense. He's just played bad defensively in a lot of games. The last time we played Atlanta, we won off a buzzer beater. Before they won off a buzzer beater, I just hope it's not Atlanta turn again to win off a buzzer beater. Let's hope the Bulls come in and get a decisive win, right? That's what we need to see. Last year, I made $1,600 gambling, but I lost $2,000. See, listen, this shit does not interest me, man. I'm confirmed to come to Chicago beginning of 2024, sir. We still hitting up that Bulls game? Yes, sir. Just let me know when. We can plan it. What happened with Danilo Gallinari signing? The Celtics offered him a contract, and he took that deal instead, and then he ended up tearing his ACL. The best point I've heard about Dalen Terry development in the G League was one you made about him being a ball handler in the G League. He wouldn't get that with the playtime on the main roster. That's 100% true, MJG23. He wouldn't get the opportunities to have. Hell, Vooch doesn't get the ball in his hands as much as he deserves, right? Patrick Williams, who's a heck of a ball handler, doesn't get it. Kobe, even his development ball handling, doesn't get it consistently. Like, there's a lot of players on this team, so he wouldn't get the ability to develop as a ball handler. So he is developing that in the G League. If you watch this G League games, everything goes through him down there. He would not have that opportunity here in Chicago. In Chicago he's getting it, but he wouldn't have that opportunity on the main roster. The real Don P in the building says gambling is silly because it always seems the sure bet to win ends up losing. I mean, that's just life, man. There are no sure things in life. What up, Haize? No comments, just here because I love the broadcast. Salute. Good to see you, King Kofu, in the building. No Goran tonight. Billy, please put in Dalen. Listen, you can keep praying, but God ain't listening to that one. Do you live stream the game too? No, I do pregame, halftime hangouts is what I call my halftime show, and live post-game shows. I almost forgot that tonight is DeMar's 1,000th NBA game. DeMar's about to have a big night. Watch, a big night. Jay Crowder is a bull, I'm afraid. I don't think they end up putting up the money to get Jay Crowder. I don't think they match that contract. Drummond might be struggling on offense, but he's a beast on defense. Hopefully improves on offense so we can get the offense going a little bit. Drummond has sucked defensively the second half of this season. I went over it. I think that was on a Locked on Bulls episode. But the Bulls have been getting outscored by almost 8 points with Drummond on the floor. His defensive plus minus has been terrible. His rebounding rate has taken a huge significant drop, so he hasn't even been providing that. And I think that, on top of the fouls, is why Drummond has not been getting minutes, is because the one thing that he has done consistently this season, at the start of the season, was rebound. His rebounding rate is in the toilet. And that's the percentage of rebounds that he's in position to get. Really, Drummond only get lately. I'm not saying at the start of the season it was different, but Drummond lately has only been getting the number of rebounds that he gets because he's getting his own misses on those terrible putback shots that he gets. So that's why he's not in the rotation anymore. I hope the Bulls can end this team early. I was hyped last game when Marco played for 20 seconds and touched the ball once. Hey, listen. When you're out there touching balls, man, you gotta listen. When that's the benefit. When the best stat that you got is you got to touch some balls. Listen, this ain't Pornhub. That don't get you nowhere, man. Looking for DJJ to have an impact tonight. He has something to motivate him now that he's engaged. After his engagement, he came and gave a big game. Haven't been in pregame in a while. Thank you for all you do. Hey, certification, Poppy. Thank you, brother. Listen, I do it because it's love. I do it because we're family. But yeah. So how will the younger players develop with the Bulls if Billy keeps not giving younger players any real time on the floor? Well, that's an amazing question. I'm just saying that the development doesn't come from garbage time in the fourth quarter. Io develop. Well, I wouldn't even say Io develop. That's just his raw talent. So, but you got to earn minutes. And so when you can't, and because this team is fighting for their playoff lives right now, those back end of the bench players aren't going to get meaningful minutes. So you develop by going down to the G League. In the NBA, and Billy Donovan's talked about this, during the NBA season, players don't get to practice on one specific skill. They're going to shoot-arounds, they're practicing on game plans, things like that. For a player like Dalen Terry specifically, when he goes down to the G League, they can say, hey, this game, every minute Dalen Terry plays on the court, we're running our offense through Dalen. Another game, they can say, hey, Dalen, we want you to do nothing but come off screens and shoot the 3 ball today. They can do that in the G League because it's not meaningful down there, right? Not that the play isn't meaningful, but If they lose a G League game, but you develop your first round pick, that's more important than getting a G League win. So they're able to do a little bit more specialized training down there. Don't forget that the Bulls hired one of the best trainers in Europe who actually worked with Gorn, worked with Jokic, and he's an assistant coach down in the G League. So those players Dalen, I don't know about Marco, but those players being down in the G League, they're able to work with that coach one-on-one and develop some of those skills. He's able to come up with a game plan on what he wants them to work on every specific game. So they're able to work on that. Now, eventually, they do have to do that against NBA talent. But while you're trying to work and develop certain things in your skill set, getting used to the NBA three-point line, things like that, that's what the benefit of the G League is. That's what it was meant for, as a developmental league. Hopefully it's going to come to fruition. Let's hope that Dalen Terry is Anthony Simons. Remember, Anthony Simons went down to the G League primarily in his first year. I think he only played in like 15 games his rookie year, but he got to ball out down in the G League. When they were ready to call him up, he stepped into that lineup almost seamlessly because he was able to acclimate himself in that way. They had a specific development plan down there for him in the G League. So let's hope that that's what they're doing with Dalen. Let's hope. Long ass explanation there. Hopefully it was meaningful. What's your thoughts on if the Bulls were interested in Eric Gordon and Kelly Oubre? I would love Eric Gordon on this team. I think he would be that microwave off the bench. I like Kelly Oubre as well because he's a more versatile player. Eric Gordon's primarily just going to play point guard and shooting guard. Kelly Oubre can play shooting guard, the 3, and small ball 4. I know we don't like small ball here, but he's definitely going to play some 4 if he comes to the Chicago Bulls. The biggest thing with them is that are the Bulls going to match those contracts? That would mean giving up a Kobe White. That would mean giving up a Alex Caruso to match that level of contract. I think they're both making upward over $10 million a year. I know Eric Gordon's contract, I think, is like $16 million. So it's just if they're going to match those contracts. If those players are like, if Eric Gordon wants to reach a buyout with the Houston Rockets, the Bulls need to be the first one out his door. Football God 134 says, really, I thought Drummond was doing good. At the start of the season, he was doing amazing. His defense has fallen off considerably the last month or so. While the Bulls have been playing better, his defense has gotten worse. Now, every player goes through slumps. Eventually, it's going to be a matchup that just because of size, Billy Donovan's going to put him out there. Let's hope Andre Drummond responds to that well and plays a good game, then he can crack that rotation again. Marvin in the building. Marvin the Motivator says, what up, guys? Okay, this game we need tonight for our confidence, for our momentum, and to prove something to ourselves. Let's put one together, tonight, guys. No more Jekyll and Hyde. Bro, from your mouth to God's ears, fam. From your mouth to God's ears. Well, okay, Alana's wild. Haize, you going to watch the Royal Rumble this week? Come on, yes. Like, I'm not going to miss the Rumble. I know there's a Bulls game on that night too, but I got 2 TVs. It's not worried. We got enough screens around this mug. Do you think Ayo will still be a starting point guard when Lonzo comes back? Initially, yes. When Lonzo first comes back, if it's this season, absolutely, Ayo's still going to be the starting point guard. They're not going to throw Lonzo out there to be the starter right away. Now, if he does not come back this season, it really depends on what his offseason looks like. What does training camp look like for him? Does he get back in rhythm that early? They still may bring him off the bench to start the season. We may see. We'll see. We'll see. But I do think if he comes back this season, Lonzo's definitely coming off the bench, at least initially. How much you want to bet Billy's picking out the gum right now he's going to be betting on tonight? That's funny. Can we bet on Billy Donovan's amount of gum chews? Steve-O, hey, I might tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. But he into snow bunnies. So who's into snow bunnies? Justin Fields? Justin Fields definitely loves snow bunnies. The whole season, Pat keeps trying to have a monster poster on somebody, has missed it every time. I have a good feeling about tonight. Listen, Pat and DJJ are a threat to posterize, and Caruso, anyone, any given night. Uriel says, what's up, Haize? How does that Portland pick work? What does need to happen for it to be of value? It's really simple protections. If the Trailblazers make the playoffs, we get the pick. And so it has protections up until 2028. I believe it's either 2028 or 2026. But meaning that whenever the Portland Trailblazers make the playoffs the next time, over the next 2 or 3 seasons, we get their first round pick that season. They have to make the playoffs to do so. If they don't by 2026 or 2028, it then changes into 2 second round picks. That's the protection on that pick. Love the chat, bro. Who do you think DJJ is improving his trade value? Isaac Adams Parker. I don't think he's improving his trade value. I think he's improving his stock to stay on the Chicago Bulls. That's what I think's happening. Haize, who was that in the pick you showed for Pat during the last Locked on Bulls? I recognized it, but couldn't figure out who it was. It killed me. That was the character from Raising Canaan, the guy who ran the studio. So, damn, Haize, Marco just a ball torture. That's tough. Bro, I don't touch her. I don't know, bro. Like Marco, I don't know, man. I don't know. Alana, I mean, he looks like Goofy and Mickey Mouse Club. So who are we talking about? Great answer. Wasn't too long. Thanks for the explanation. Oh, you're welcome, the real Don P. That's what I'm here for, bro. If I'm not a resource for you guys while I'm on the stream, it's pointless, right? DJJ should get engaged before every game so he can go dunk contest mode. Plus a career high pending. Plus he should get married in Paris. I'm just saying, respect DJJ. I feel you on that one, Andy. If Lonzo comes back for significant minutes this year, I think it will impact Io's minutes and Kobe's. Maybe it'll slow their development, but take away pressure to give them the bigger contracts. No, I don't think so. Because even if Lonzo comes back this season, he's going to be on a minutes restriction hard. If it takes minutes, excuse me, I'm sorry, that was rude. If it takes minutes from anyone, it's not going to be Io. If it takes minutes from anyone, it's going to be Kobe and Dragic. But I think they're gonna have a specific plan for him when he comes back. But isn't Eric Gordon old? The Bulls need people who are young, so maybe they can have the player for a little bit long. No, they're trying to make the playoffs this season. If they were making a big, keep in mind, buyout signings, if Eric Gordon is bought out, you can only sign him for the remainder of the season. So it's not long term. They would be adding Eric Gordon for a playoff push to bring some much needed shooting and scoring off the bench. But that's it. He wouldn't necessarily factor into the long-term plan. So that's what that would be, at least in my opinion. What's the deal with Simonovic? Why do they give him any type of chance? Why don't they give him any type of chance, even in garbage time? Because do you see him last season? He got garbage minutes last season, got dunked on every time he was in the game. Every single time. If the Bulls didn't exist, who would your favorite team be? I don't know, man. I've been a Bulls fan my whole entire life. I mean, since a kid, like before I really understood basketball, I was a Bulls fan. So I don't know. It would really, I'm a Bulls fan because it's such ingrained in me from childhood that it's hard for me to just say like who else I would be a team of. Now, if you're just talking about this season, it would definitely be the Memphis Grizzlies. I love Ja Morant as a player. He talks a little bit too much sometimes, but I love Ja Morant as a player. So it'll probably be the Memphis Grizzlies this season. But if you're talking about like who my main fandom would be from, who would I be a fan of like I am the Bulls, I can't even answer that, bro. Why you just, all right, I don't know what that's on. L's in the building says, just waiting to see what happens. I feel you, L. I definitely feel you. The Bulls played great against the Hawks when Caruso played. Then when he got hurt, the game is when the Hawks went on a run. And I hear Caruso has played as many games tonight than he did last season. That doesn't surprise me, actually. And he's even missed time this season. I mean, yeah, he's missed time this season. That's crazy. Oh, listen. If Alana put her IG on here, it'll be over for the chat. Sweaty bloke would literally be in her DMs within 35 seconds. If you had a choice to keep one or the other, who would you keep? Javonte Green or Derrick Jones Jr.? Woo! Man, if you just everything even, it would be Javonte. But me being realistic, because Javonte's a free agent this offseason and is about to get paid, I'd pick Derrick Jones Jr. because of that. But if everything was even, I'd say Javonte, but keep in mind, Derrick Jones Jr. is younger. He's having about the same production right now over the last like 20 games or so as Javonte's had, but I love Javonte Green. Sydney says, hey, Haize, I have to ask you, which YouTube platform is your favorite to film content for? Between NBA Central here or Chicago? Well, this is Chicago Bulls Central. But so between Chicago Bears Central, Locked On Bulls, NBA Central, Chicago Sky Central, Chicago Bulls Central, the Awakened Soul, the Breaks Radio, the Film Frequency, between those 8 channels that I run, the Bulls, because I'm a Bulls fan through and through. I have a saying: God, family, and the Chicago Bulls. So that tells you right there, the Chicago Bulls. Like, I love talking about this team. I really don't think Lonzo should come back this year. For what? He needs to take his time, heal up, and be ready to go by training camp next season. Well, if he does come back, it means he cleared all that. And if he does clear, then no, you come back. Because then, just like with Patrick Williams last season, you're not expecting much from him at the end of the season if he comes back. But if he comes back for the last 15 games, that's 15 live reps against NBA competition, against but that he has to clear the medical hurdles first. If he does that, there's no point in sitting him out. I kind of agree with you, Haize, about Lonzo, but that's only if, why I said if Zoe comes back for significant minutes, not just 12 minutes off the bench. Got you. Reading's fundamental. I dropped the ball there. You're absolutely right, Jamal. Lakers got ruled for something cheap. It's crazy. 3 second-round picks isn't that cheap. I'm just going to be honest. It's not that cheap. It's cheap, but not as cheap as like 1 second-round pick. But yeah, I mean, that just signifies the Wizards didn't want to even risk paying. They got something back rather than losing for nothing in the offseason in restricted free agency. Haize, what do you think about Shannon Sharpe getting into it with the Memphis Grizzlies? All I can say is that a 50-plus-year-old man stood up to not Tony Bradley. They stood up to what's their center, Steven Adams, better than Tony Bradley did. That's all that needs to be said on that one. I'm from OKC, but I was a diehard Bulls fan. Then we got the Thunder, and I became a diehard for both. I'm emotionally attached to both. I feel you. And people think that you can't be a super fan of more than one team. You absolutely can. I just can't. Like, the Bulls are basically ingrained in my DNA at this point. It's just facts. Uriel says, I feel you, Haize. I'm a diehard Bulls, Bears, Sox, Blackhawks. If winning, no other team matters. Yeah, for me, it's Bulls, Bears, Cubs, the Cardinals also. I mean, not the Cubs. Oh, I said the Cubs. What the fuck am I thinking? The Sox, the Cardinals. I'm in and out of Blackhawks. I won't lie. Like, I used to work at a hockey stadium. I actually used to run a hockey stadium, and I love watching hockey live, but TV just doesn't do much for me. A Chicago Sky. I love, like, my fandom of the Chicago Sky is almost right up there with the Chicago Bulls. I've come on to the WNBA probably in the last 8 years or so is when I really started like following it as much as I follow the NBA. But the Bulls are literally a 36-year thing for me. Thanks for answering my question, Haize. So sorry my brain is fried from a long work day. Glad you knew what I meant. Hey, listen, I got you, Sydney. I got you, man. We're family. Slight flex from Haize. Now I'm playing. Keep up the great work, fam. I appreciate you, bro. Aiden, the designer, says, where can I find the Awaken Soul podcast? Sounds like my type of vibe. So it is on YouTube, but I don't post full episodes on YouTube. That was before I became a YouTuber. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. I'm everywhere. Just type in the Awaken Soul podcast. It'll be the first one up. It's red and black logo, like everything I do. Yeah. What position do you think is the weakest on our roster? We have a pretty nice rotation. I'll say the power forward. I say because if Patrick Williams goes down, we're so undersized at the PF again. And center, we really don't have, like, yeah, Drummond could step in, but he's not going to give you nearly the production that a Vooch would. So, do you think the Bulls will be a little rusty since in 8 days they've played only one game and they are just coming back from Paris? Well, keep in mind they practiced at the Advocate Center yesterday, so I think they got back Saturday night. But it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Reginald Short says trade conditional picks Marco and Tony for Jared Vanderbilt. What is Javonte's trade value in your opinion? First of all, I would absolutely trade Marco Simonovic at this point for Jared Vanderbilt. At the beginning of the season, I said no because Marco's ceiling as a scorer is so high. And I do think that if he goes to a proper coach to develop him and that has the right roster to where his defense can be overtaken by other spots on the roster, Marco can really develop well in the NBA team because he's a 20-10 guy waiting. But Jared just offers so much for this team. What's the trade value for Javonte? I think it's higher than people realize. I think when you look at Javonte, he was 29 years old, going to free agency for the first time. A team that would want to trade for Javonte would do so because they know they want to re-sign him and offer him a big contract, and they want his bird right so they can go over the salary cap to sign him. I think you can get a nice haul back for Javonte Green. I hate to see him, man. I hate to see him leave the Chicago Bulls, but it's probably going to happen. Love Chicago. I can't wear no other team fitted caps other than Chicago. I feel you, James. I've been a Bulls fan since the Reggie Tice days. That's crazy, man. Hey, listen. Black hockey guy, Haize, a rare cat. Listen, I love sports. I just do. I love sports, man. All right, I got to wrap this up. So we got to do the giveaway. So this is what we're going to do. I want to give 3 Chicago Bulls Central shirts away for our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. If you guys would have got to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, December 5th, I would have been giving away Bulls tickets, but y'all suck. So here's how we're going to do it. I want to know, it's not going to be too convoluted or anything. I don't want you guys to think it's going to be anything too crazy. So over on Chicago, with Chicago Bulls Central, we've had and come up with a few different sayings here. The first 3 people to write in the comments a saying that I have coined here on Chicago Bulls win the giveaway. That's it. Simple. We're just going to wait. We're going to wait. Let's see what we got. What we got. I knew I was a fan when D Rose dunked on Dragic. I've been a fan long before that, bro. Flip side 23 says, what up, Haize? Your Bulls drip is always on point. How's your kick game though? What's your favorite Air Jordan? The new ones I got some Jordan 1s, the special edition with like the imprint on the black of the shoe, they're black and red. Oh man, I love those. Bam. Got it. Sky is falling, Bulls fans. White Slice, make sure you hit me up in the email, chicagobullscentral@gmail.com. MC Season, from your mouth to God's ears. You get a shirt, make sure you hit me up in that. All right, let's get another one. Oh, that's it. See red, don't be red. I gave the first 3 ones that weren't repeated. Alon, hit me up, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. There you guys go. That's it. I love you guys, man. Petty Roosevelt. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Dribbling the ball 12,000 times. Pass. This one surprised nobody said passive P. Passive P, from your mouth to God's ears. Skies falling, Bulls fans. That's crazy. I haven't watched enough to catch your phrases you coin. I pay attention. Damn, Damien. All right, I appreciate it though, bro. All right, so those that I picked out before, MC Season I know was one. Let me go back. I want to make sure I get the right ones. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Hold on. Let's see. So MC Season got from your mouth to God's ears first. So MC Season's getting a T. Shay said her mouth to God's ears, but he said that second, so that doesn't count. Watt Slice, the sky's falling, Bulls fans, you get a T. And Elaine with C red, don't be red. Those are the ones that won the giveaway. Make sure you guys hit me up. bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Email me. I need your address, t-shirt size, whether you want a long sleeve or short sleeve tee. I'll get those guys out to you sometime this week. Wow. Javier. Wow. Your mama should have. I did say that, didn't I? That's crazy. Emar Rosen. I almost forgot about that one. That's funny, man. That's funny. You guys are going to fake bean them, right? You got to be hard with that. It'd be hard to do that. Haize is bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Yep, there you guys go. The choking stroke. That's deep. I can't believe I said that on a sports podcast. Some of these sayings, the fact that I say this crap on a sports show is wild. Yeah, MC. Yeah, you know I know it's you, MC Season, so you can hit me up anywhere. You got access to me everywhere, just about. So you already know, bro. You good? No wonder why Alana said that. I thought it was a response to someone. That's crazy. But all right, y'all, man. Gums McGee. Wow. That's a throwback. That's a throwback. I haven't said that in a minute. Gums McGee. That's crazy. Who's that 7-foot ball boy? Why is he on the team? That's crazy. All right, y'all, man. I love you guys, man. I'll be back at halftime in the post-game show, man. Give the energy to the Bulls, man. We got this. Let's hope we get this win today. Let's hope the Bulls come out and play the way that we deserve to see this team play. But anyway, like I like to end every show, make sure you follow the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related because of you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls, see red. It's game day. Love you guys.